Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for dropping in, having a look. I'm still waiting for Chalk to turn up, but she said she would turn up. So I just sort of got the ball rolling a bit sooner, and yeah. Oh, geez, I knocked my camera. Obviously, I'm in a high-tech situation here, but we're doing what we can. It's all good. Got to sort of. How do you guys like all my videos today? I've put a lot out there today. Well, I'm getting more and more every day at the moment, but yeah, today in particular, I was doing really trying to hopefully build a community. That's all you can really do is just to try. And yeah, certainly doing the thing. But I say, oh, geez, two hands. There you go. That's apparently honest. That's what Chalk says. So I've got to do this. Hi, Safi Dad. Thank you very much for calling in and saying hello. Thank you. Greatly appreciated indeed. And of course, you're number one. There you go. As always, if you have any statements, questions, anything like that, if you want to hear a farmer's opinion on whatever it might be, just drop it in the comments and I'll see what I can come up with. Hopefully things that are good for you, but I'm not saying things just to try and be a popularist. I'm saying things that I truly believe from the heart on whatever topic. I'll just say my mind. But yeah, it's obviously very much appreciated to have you call in and say g'day. Have you seen the new content that I've put up today? Because I've done added in a lot of videos today. I've been really stepping it up, haven't I? in the content, and the GoPro sort of has really helped with the quality of footage as well, where you can just do so much more. Like for a bit there, we put it on animals, you put it in the feed stuff, so you can, there's lots of different perspectives that we can do now that you just can't do with a mobile phone. So it just, it really changes the game when it comes to that sort of stuff, trying to get different sort of angles and footages. And today I was had to go and get a truckload of hay, and that's why there was a footage about me getting hay. And what else is there? There was one from yesterday, which is looking straight up at the sky in the grain trough. That was one I never had a chance to put on, but I did the whole sequence, well, pretty much the whole sequence of events of going and collecting hay. But the only thing is that it's missing the 10-kilometre drive to the farm where I've got to go. So I don't think anyone just wants to see us drive down the road. But I did the little bobcat bits and whatever, putting hay away, tipping it off the truck, things like that. Just basically immersing viewers in the whole process of just doing sort of simple. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, that's one thing I've got to learn about, is that there's always different aspects. Trying to learn these things. But yeah, anything at all to help get it out there to people is wonderful. Obviously, I've got some followers on my Twitter, but it's not as much as we try. It's a matter of trying to get much in the way of followers. It's like everything in the space. It's just challenging, and you just got to keep doing what you do, and But of course, mine's different sort of content though. Like I don't, because so much of it is just real life sort of content stuff. Obviously to do with the farming. So it's sort of different than just sitting here hyping up a a crypto project or something like that, when obviously what I'm doing is completely different. So, but that's what it is. And so hopefully at some stage we can obviously gain a bit more traction. We're making some inroads, and that's like I'm getting my viewer counts up on my TikTok feeds a lot now, where I nearly got 10,000 views on one of my videos, and quite a few of them into the few thousands now. So it's really starting to, like once upon a time I was just always stuck at 250 and just couldn't get beyond that. And what sort of shopping? Online shopping, going to the supermarket? What is your arrangement for doing shopping? Like most, what we do, we've actually got when we go to the supermarket, we've got about 100. I'm not sure where you were, Sophie, Dad, but we work in kilometres or miles or whatever. But for us, we've got a round trip of about 120 kilometres to go shopping. So it's not too bad, but we can't just duck down to the local supermarket as such, because there is none. But online shopping is, like when you're getting stuff for the farm or whatever it might be, it's just most of it's online. We get, reasonably good delivery service here, but like if you order parcels or something that comes in the parcel post, normally it always seems to be on like a Monday or Tuesday, even though they do deliveries 5 days a week. But we've got to go into town to get that, which isn't far, to the actual post office to collect stuff, or the freight depot. But very few things actually get delivered as such. So that it's just joys of living in the country, I suppose. It's just what you get. Oh, looks like Mrs. Chalker's turned up. Whoa, hello.
Sorry, that took longer than I thought to get sorted.
Oh, that's all right.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Sophie, Dad's been having a chat to me. Apparently been busy doing some shopping.
Nice.
No, I've been whacking on a few more videos today, haven't I?
I flipping well saw that. Good grief, there is literally no stopping you.
No.
Amazing.
Well, I'm basically like all the little tasks that we do. Like today I had to go and get hay, and so even though I didn't film the trip to and from the farm where I get the hay from, but I haven't actually seen it back yet. I've been testing some different editing, but I haven't even watched it back myself yet, where I was parked up at the farm to get the hay, and then I added photos into it of getting the hay, each bale put on the truck, but I haven't actually had a look at that. So I might duck over there now and share the screen and have a squiz. Nice. Because I haven't seen it. I haven't actually seen it myself. So all I did was make it and hope for the best.
Very cool. Yeah, we could see that. And in the meantime, I want to know what Sophie Dad has been buying. What have you been shopping for?
I've been waiting for an answer on that. Yep.
Oh, are we just being nosy though? I don't know.
I'm just going to play this video.
Let's have a look
and see how it goes.
I'm just here with the truck to.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've got to do my volume, don't I?
It's the farm where.
That's good. I can hear.
I purchased hay from, and
so they just had a delivery of fresh hay.
Stacks of hay that there is, which is
when
all,
I do that, you can see the mouse, can't you?
Fresh cereal hay, as you've seen. It's all nice and green on the inside. It's beautiful looking stuff. The calves absolutely love it and thrive on it. But they've just had a delivery of it yesterday, and there's they'd always stored in the shed, but these bales, like I say, have just been delivered yesterday. So yeah, so I get about 5 of them put on my truck, and so yeah, I'll show you the next stage. All right, take care. See you soon.
There we go.
Very cool. Yeah, it's good.
I was just wondering about how I just add photos into it. So I just had 2 photos per bale, obviously while I was on the tractor, and then when he just released from it.
Very cool. It's good. How often do you get deliveries like that?
At the moment, those bales are about 750 kilograms, and at the moment, because we've got a lot of calves here, we're going through about 700. We're going through about 1.25 bales per week.
Wow.
So, but the way that I'll demonstrate it at some stage. I haven't shown it yet, but I'll show how, like I've sort of said a little bit today in one of my videos when I was packing the hay into the shed, because there's a certain way that the hay is formed when it's put in because it's a square baler and it's put in, like in biscuits. And there's a certain way that you unload the hay when you cut it so it comes out clean, and those biscuits is basically like anywhere from say 2 to 4 inches sort of wide, and that's I load them onto the trailer. That's where you see me loading hay onto the feed trailer, and then I go and disperse them to the calf paddocks, and so they get fresh hay every single day, of course. So that way then they don't just use it all as bedding, but also that you don't end up wasting so much hay, because that's expensive hay, that stuff, because that's over $200 a bale.
Wow! Oh my gosh!
They get fed the best hay you can get. Like that's really good stuff. That's why when you see in the videos, it's even still nice and green and stuff. Like it's beautiful hay, and it's cereal hay. So they just absolutely love the stuff and do really well. Should you start your own token? Oh shit. I would say no. Stay away.
Hold on, I'll be back in a sec. My phone's ringing. Just bear with me.
You go and talk to him.
Yeah, just bear with me.
What do you want to do in the token, Safi, Dad? It's certainly a freaking challenge, I tell you. Like you'll go through the normal sort of cycles of tokens where, like everyone talks about the pump and dump or the J curve. Everyone, no matter what, always goes through the J curve, because no matter what, the J curve starts off with I'll try and do it sideways, bit of a hypey ramp, and the best thing, in my opinion, is to try and reduce the hype. I know that everyone loves hype, but the problem is that with too much hype is too big a crash. And so on the other end, because at some stage it's going to crest the moon. And in my opinion, you just don't want to go too hard. I know that it might feel good, but like that's where I feel the biggest issues are, is that if you build up too much hype, unless you've got some radical, wonderful developments to keep it going, it is damn hard to hold people into constantly buying into your token. That's where it's really challenging. And so, really that's where, like at the moment with calf, we're into the grind phase where we've gone over the crest, we're down the other side, and then sort of we're in that J curve now. We were sort of nudging out of a J curve, but then of course that was mainly produced by the hypes of being paired with Seifu Go and stuff like that, which I particularly didn't really like myself. When it was announced, it was just sprung on me. No one told me anything about it. But that sort of made an artificial inflation, which I know sounds wonderful on that, but it's not what I want. I want more genuine sort of stuff. So it's just hard. Yeah. Of course, by all means, do it. Yes, I'm certainly 100% for doing whatever. And like I'll support whatever. Yeah, no worries at all, because people are free to do what they want to do, and that's wonderful. Like I'm no judge to say to you that your idea is not a good idea. That's where people are allowed to do these things, and if people choose to invest, that's great. That's their choice. But it is very difficult. It's certainly not it's much easier on the investor side rather than being on the CEO side, on the token side. There's no doubt about that. Personally, CAF has only cost me. I set it up as a utility token for calls for the calves, but the problem is too much of that utility the cause of the calves is hanging now on Vulcan, and I don't know what's going to happen there. So, hopefully they get their shit together and do something. Don't know. But that's why all I can do is do as much as I can, hopefully connecting with a community, talking to people like this, producing content like I am, which is exactly what we are. Like I'm producing content, which is the farm, doing our thing for the calves, and trying to build up this rapport with people where, like they feeling a little connected. Well, it shows on my screen there's 3. So if that's the case, we're doing pretty good. like it's a struggle, mate. It really is. And that's why, of course, I really appreciate you coming in and saying something and helping with Twitter post or whatever. It's anything helps, because it's not an easy road at all, and I'm sure you're seeing the challenges along the way. So it's just tough. That's all. I'm not sooking, not at all. It's just not. Also, the other challenges that are out there is things like getting development done. It's not easy. I know I always keep saying things aren't easy, yes, but it's seriously not easy. Trying to get developments done, but also in a safe way, because it's so easy to, as I did, I fell victim to a malicious dev, and so many projects do that. Like, you've seen it time and time again where you get taken advantage of, and it's very, very friggin' difficult to not get yourself stuck in a pickle. And the problem is that when that happens, you've got to stand on your own 2 feet. And a lot of your community would, they either want to support you or cut you down. And my community was really good, but the problem is that they've been contaminated so much with the toxicity from people that aren't invested in CAF, because we have the community crossover with Seifu, and it meant that so many people were being so toxic against myself and CAF, and yet I did all actions that I possibly could to protect people, and I actually did protect people, because I paused the contract and I explained exactly what had happened, as embarrassing as it is, and made a new token and released that and done every step. But I'm sure you've been around Seifu, Dad, and seen, the progression of all of those issues. And, do you really want to be in that position? I'm not stopping you, of course, I'm fully supportive of anyone doing whatever they want to do, but Jesus, it takes a lot of doing. Chalk's seen a lot of the stresses and she's seen so much of the back scene, of the direct messages and stuff from others and the like. And geez, it's not an easy road, mate. You've really got to have some thick skin and be prepared for a rock, because it's going to happen. I'll shut up.
Yeah, and obviously, we're seeing it all play out with Prado at the minute and his token as well. But however, having said all of that, I'm sorry, I did miss quite a lot of that. Sorry about that. But having said all of that, if nobody did it, we'd have no tokens. So we need people like you, Keith, that are going to step up and do it. But like you say, I think you have to have a thick skin. If you can't take criticism, and some of it would be constructive criticism, but a lot of it will not be constructive criticism.
So much of it is just like on
Slanging.
speculation and allegations, which just aren't founded by reality and truth. And that's why, like, it's just so difficult, because no matter how pure and good you try and be, whatever it is, someone will run an agenda because they've got their own narratives that they want to have driven, and it will just work against you so damn hard and so easy. Like, it's just bad news or fake news just spreads so easy. It's unbelievable. Like, a lot of the times, I'm sure, like, if you've been around through the dramas of whatever the different things that have involved me, and I've stayed fairly quiet about it all and haven't been in slinging matches, but Chalk knows that I have information that I could have so easily have been slinging at people and defending myself, but I've just had thick skin and let it roll. But I don't know which really the way to be, what way is really better. But for my own integrity's sake, I'm not here to throw mud and sticks and stones at people. I just want to move on with my life, doing my thing in my project, and that's it. And of course, I'm supportive of other people to do their own projects. Even Prado, like, as Chalk knows, I sent him a private message being in support of him as a CEO. I'm like them. Like, I don't agree with what he's doing, but that doesn't matter. That's just my own opinion. It doesn't mean that he's right or wrong. That's just my opinion. But I'm supportive of him to be a CEO and to release a project which he wants to release. And that's wonderful. That's good. He shouldn't have people telling him what to do, especially not like Brian and Jason coming in there and forcing his hand. You know, like, Prado should just do his own thing, and then he lives by the sword, he dies by the sword. Like, everyone makes their own thing.
Yeah.
There's so many challenges in crypto, mate. There really is. And just when you think that you've ticked them all off, then all of a sudden there's something else that pops up. It's just unbelievable. I'm not, you know, like, I'm not trying to make it sound all so dramatic, but Chalk has seen it. You know, like, you mightn't be aware. Well, of course, anyone on the outside wouldn't be aware how in depth Chalk has been in being witness to all of different occurrences that have happened, even to myself. And she has just been, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, Chalk, but I'm sure that I can say that you've been absolutely gobsmacked at times with the accusations and allegations and the different narratives and agendas that are driven. It's like, where the hell has that come from? Like,
and I've got to say, I think, as probably somebody who's a bit more mature in age, I mean, I've lived a bit. I've got experience of life. I've got experience of the workplace. I've got experience of being professional. And I've got experience of knowing what motivates people, how to get the best out of people and all of that. You know, I know a lot about that. And I can honestly say I have never been so disappointed by people as I have in the crypto space. People that literally do not give a damn about anybody else, who thinks it's okay to... Oh, are you fed up of me?
I was just playing with buttons, sorry.
Who thinks it's okay to act like 3-year-olds, and that's actually a bit of an offense to 3-year-olds. People in this space are vile and unprofessional and ridiculous. It's not good enough. Some people, but unfortunately, it seems to be the vast majority of people. And it's not good for anybody. It's not good for projects. It's not good for your own mental health. All it's good for are the pockets of the minority, actually.
I tend to find, you know, in life, I know there's some sayings to it, but I can't think of what they are. But in life, you'll hopefully pick up what I'm saying. That, you know, the ones who run sort of the malicious, the evil sort of lines always seem to come out on top first. And then eventually then the people realize what's actually going on, and then the good then triumphs in the long run. You know, at the moment, when you look in the community where we're around still, so many people are still, at the moment, in the chats, it's very, very toxic. And it seems like that the tide is turning. And whether people will fall for another trick, round 3, 4, 5, however many you're up to, I don't know. But whether they'll fall for another trick or not, I don't know. But they keep on going back for more. And it's making it very difficult for the truth and the good to come out on top, as long as people keep following those narratives. It's just, but eventually it will happen. But it just takes some, like, people to open their eyes and to realize. But, like, as much as I have my own project, I'd like people to buy into it, to be wanting to buy into it, not be hyped into it. So, like, I'm really quite happy for a quiet chart. And if someone chooses to buy something, that's great. And if they don't, well, obviously I would rather they would. But if they don't, it's just going to sit there and just do its thing. It's not dying. It's not going anywhere. And it's just going to do its thing. And one day I'm sure I'll have my turn of being, but at least when that happens, it's on the right principles of truth, integrity, and honesty. And that's the way I want it to be. And I don't want to be dominated by pumpers and dumpers and just stupid shit going on. And that's why I'm quite happy to have, like, I know it sounds like a bad attitude to have, but I'm quite happy to have a token sitting where it is right now, rather than having one that's just got all these little hype cycles, and I've got to keep coming up with all this crap to try and, get these pumps, and then of course people will dump again. And it's just like, it might be great and some people make some money, but I don't want to hurt the little people. And the little people seem to be the ones that FOMO in and get fudded out, and they get hurt. And I don't want people to get hurt. Yes, influence other projects just by others coming by the time Brian be. I'm trying to understand what that says. Can you decipher?
Yes,
I'm sure it's not complicated. My head.
Just by other coming the time Brian be popular, the time some of those popular have influence to when they're promoting more one way than the other. I'm not too sure. Say, Dad, tell us what you mean.
But yeah, there's definitely lots of challenges in the space. There's no doubt about that. And I know that Chalk is, like, on her own accord. This is nothing to do with anything else. She has chosen to lead this path of trying to be as truthful as she can and hook onto projects which are hopefully the same sort of like-mindedness. And everyone's,
I don't cover many projects.
No, it's bloody hard, isn't it? Like, because I know the space is just so full and rancid with, fake stuff. So, like, a project might seem like it's built on this truth now, but then suddenly tomorrow it's not. But I know that between you and me, you've seen so many ups and downs, and you've seen where I've stood. And I know that has meant that you've decided to hang around and to do what you do for Calf. But obviously at any time, if that trust is broken, then please, walk away, do what you want to do. Because that day just won't happen. I can assure you of that. But if it does, then
I know
that's what it is.
And that's why, 6 months on, we're still together. No questions in my head.
But it's certainly a challenge though, trying to do stuff. But obviously in recent times I'm really doing more on the social media stuff. But of course it's got to be things which is, you know, real. But it's the problem is with things that are real, you don't get the hypey stuff, you know, like like it doesn't necessarily bring in fruits of your efforts today. You know, like if I was to come up with some sort of, like if I was to release me NFT stuff that I want to do right now, you know, I could produce a bit of hypey stuff and people, yeah, whatever, you know, wonderful, I'll get some passive income. But then that sort of hypey stuff dies off again, and then you're back into this position. I want it to be the case where I can promote stuff which stands the test of time. You know, I know it's so hard to get developments to, you know, like, obviously I've promoted certain developments for calf, like calf country and all of that, and but of course they fell victim to essentially getting blackmailed out of that with different events like with One and whatever, and you know, like they make up their own mind. There's just nothing I can do about that. So true. I understand so much. Always watch both of you and Short's videos, and great. And intoxic at times. Hopefully that means not toxic, I'm presuming.
I hope so. Oh, Ellie's here. Hello, Ellie.
Hi, Ellie. Thank you so much for calling in. Cheers. Thank you. How did you like the songs that I sent you, Ellie? Like, I know you sent me in a message saying, you know, they're good or whatever, but, you know, like now that a little bit of time has passed, have you just secretly, like, tried to see if you can, you know, do something with them in any way? Have you tried out your singing into your new amp? How's that worked? Oh, nice.
And what about the baby? Isn't it Ellie who's becoming an auntie again today? Hopefully, fingers crossed with a fair wind.
A great auntie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's doing beef in the pressure cooker. Oh, woman after my own heart. Need the protein. I think we all need a bit of protein at the minute.
Geez, look at the chat go off when Ellie comes in. It just goes pum, 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 pum.
Oh, she's saying any day now. I think she means, I'm not sure she means the beef there or the baby. I'm thinking she means the baby.
Nah, the baby. Yeah. the little bag of beef.
Ellie, do you like my background today? I know you commented yesterday. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, on the seashore with the boats and stuff. It's pretty.
Yeah, and in the real one, there's mist because it's animated in the real one. There's mist.
We're going to have to move to a channel or to a program.
I know. No, do you know what? I need to just get a green screen, which I haven't yet, which is.
You just got to go to the place and buy a green bit of material.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, so
it's got to be material shops that are nearby somewhere.
You're joking? No, you can't get. I'll tell you what, you can't get nowadays. You can't get material. You can't get wool.
Really?
Well, you can, but they're very far. Usually, you got to go through like cute little villages to get a wool shop nowadays. You don't really get lots of wool shops and things.
Bloody hell! I think I got a positive comment.
Some do get a bit over the top. I like your both of Yusi's videos. Some of the other YouTubers' videos are awesome, but some do get a bit over the top.
What about when I was a bit animated yesterday? You know, like yesterday I was really a lot of this. Like that was a bit over the top, wasn't it?
It was a bit over the top.
Oops. You can't just be, you know, like all the time. Sometimes you got to like express yourself.
What is Ellie saying here? Well, a job I was expecting. Oh,
sorry.
Yeah. Well, a job I was expecting didn't come through, so I'm buggering off for 3 months to Cyprus to my parents. Lol. While I wait for Kyoto to cook. Can't wait. Sun and sea. Lol. Is that Kyoto Protocol?
Yeah.
Is that the new blockchain? Is it a blockchain?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm talking to them about calf being over there as well.
When is it due to come out?
I'm obviously I'm finding pros and cons to doing the different stuff with Calf, like with being on different blockchains and stuff, and just sort of testing the water a bit and seeing what happens. Yeah, I know. It's damn hard though, Seifu Dad, because reality is hard to sell. Like I can show it, but to turn that into $1 is very, very hard. Because nothing sells as good as fake hype, like fake rubbish. People get carried away. Oh, I can earn this if I do this, and like 3,000% or whatever, or what more or whatever it is, and it's like, yay. And what does Keith offer? Bugger all, and it's like, yeah, great. But like the token sitting in a wonderful place to, obviously it can go both ways, but it's sitting in a wonderful place to go up. Like if just a few people would do something, then it will do something. But of course, I'm not here trying to push it or that sort of stuff. I know it comes across as soft shilling, but this is a Calf channel, for goodness sake, like regardless. Yeah. But it's certainly not easy, but yeah, when you do reality, you sort of got to beat the streets a whole lot more than when you're doing fake promises. So I'll put it like that. All right. Can't swim there. Is it only rocks there as well on the beach? Like you don't really have sandy beaches? Is it just rocks? I see a lot of England's like that, isn't it?
I don't know about Clacton. I'm not sure.
But that's really the whole idea of what I do, Ellie, is to try and put content out there, like especially with the animals and stuff, that hopefully put smiles on people's faces. Because I just want, if for nothing else, even if it doesn't matter about the money side of stuff, as long as I can make people feel better within themselves, well, then that's good. That's a reward in itself, for me. And so I'm hoping that with the different angles and obviously the technology that's been gifted to us, that we're able to produce things which, make people smile and just feel good for the day. And that if it does just a little bit of that to some people in the world, well, then it's job well done. I have no idea what the UK crypto laws are.
Well, there was something I was reading, was it last week? Ellie was going through Parliament, and it's this whole thing, whether they're considering crypto as a security or
the SEC stuff. They're doing the same thing, are they?
Well, but in a much more positive way in the UK. I think the UK seems to be very crypto friendly. It's trying to be crypto friendly. I don't think the crypto tax laws are very clear. Certainly, if we ever do get anything from Vulcan as a node holder, I don't think it's very clear how that's dealt with in terms of taxes. But certainly compared with the US, it seems much more crypto friendly, and it's trying to become like a bit of a capital of the world of crypto, So I don't know. I think Ellie also asked about XRP, but I literally don't know anything about XRP. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't know the deal with that. I'll just put it like this: anything can go to $10.
Yeah, that's true.
Even BTC can go to $10.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't, because that wouldn't bode well for anything. But
no, but I'm just saying it too.
Yeah.
So some things are more likely to go to $10 than others. Where XRP lands now, I don't know. I used to own a fair bit of XRP. Well, my little portion of XRP, but I just don't have the diversified portfolio as what you do, Ellie. So, pretty much all of my beans are stuck in the Vulcan basket, and it's just what it is, I've only got limited to be able to do what I do with, and now I don't have anything to do with it. So, yeah. Yeah, no, we all do. And,
Yeah.
you know, like that's why hopefully that with my videos and putting out medical stuff and whatever, which hopefully then,
Excuse me,
you
Mo,
know,
sorry.
oh, she nicked off again. Hopefully that, you know, like with me telling my stories, you know, because not everyone wants to get onto live stream and tell their thing to the world, you know, and I'm not trying to be melodramatic and just blow my own trumpet, but just hopefully that my own life experiences, and I know it has, because I've had a lot of people reach out to me and ask me for advice and as support. You know, like chronic pain patients, and which is the big thing, is chronic pain. And when people know that you have life experience and are living with chronic pain, that seems to be a big thing, you know, that but again, that doesn't get you financial support on the calf token, but just as a feel good thing, then if that's all I can produce, then I've still done something positive for someone, you know, and that still makes me feel good. Yes, it's taking a lot out of me to do the amount that I'm doing in recent times, yes, but you know, there's always a price to pay to give someone something, you know, because otherwise, you know, you just hog all your time and energy to yourself. But I'm trying to put it out there as best as I can.
Education barn meetups. What does that mean? Ellie, tell us more.
No, basically you know how you were talking to me the other day about having videos about you know, little tips and tricks and, you know, like things to do with crypto and stuff like that. And it's sort of like she's making it where to get access to your opinions and be part of that sort of community, then essentially you got to pay for access to it with, you know, like a couple of calf tokens. Just as an idea. But yeah, you know, like trying to, you know, like you've really sort of this is just my opinion, we've really got to just get the community, you know, like you guys are wonderful, like, yes, but you know, we've really got to try and just build on hopefully some people can come in and just, you know, throw some messages to and fro like you guys are, and hopefully the way we can communicate is worthy of your time and efforts, and hopefully some others hook onto it, and then things like that could develop in the future. Yes, certainly. There's lots of avenues like that, but yeah.
We will be able to sue crypto's collateral will be humongous. Sue crypto, use crypto, I think, maybe.
Yeah, use,
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Even that would be hard, wouldn't it? Because like it fluctuates so much, like your returns on it, like even with BTC, like if it was used as collateral, you know, you probably only get like 10% for your BTC value or something so low, you know. So you know, basically you would have to put in 100,000 and get 10,000 back. You know, whether how true that is, I don't know, but you know, they would want it really leveraged in their favor, wouldn't they, if someone was putting up cash for that as collateral. So but yes, that would certainly, you know, if it was a true asset class and treated as a proper asset, in a financial sense, then yes, it would be huge. Absolutely. If you could leverage against it.
Yep, I agree. UK wants to be another crypto hub, almost going in the direction of Singapore and Dubai. Yes. Yeah, thank goodness. Bit of positivity about crypto, because across the pond, it's not looking good at all, is it? Yeah, teach where I work about rights.
I don't know what the rights are, but yeah.
No? Vulcan blockchain keep on going.
What sort of rights? Are we talking legal rights? I hope it is. Like, seriously, like, when you see some of the things I'm able to produce in content now with the GoPro and that, hopefully it just, you know, gives a smile, and I'm just hoping it just makes people feel that little bit better. You know, it mightn't produce, like I say, the returns financially to Calf Token, but hopefully over time we can just, you know, work on the community in a more, you know, well, not in a more, in the most honest way that we possibly can, which is what we've always done, which we've always spoken the truth. And, you know, and that's what's been so toxic, is that when things have not gone so right, even though I've said it and exactly the way it's been, people have made up these accusations and stuff, which has been completely different than reality. And it's just very, very hard to combat that sort of stuff when you're in such a toxic community. But hopefully we can swing that to be a bit better as time goes on.
Vulcan blockchain is keeping some going. What is it? I think he corrects it in his next one. Vulcan blockchain is keeping some going.
Of course. You're talking about Hopium, I'm presuming.
Oh, okay.
Then I would imagine that, yes, you know, like, I'm obviously one of those people. Chalk is one of those people. You know, we're bloody hoping that they do it. And, you know, like, I don't want to be, I'm down on, you know, like Brian's actions and stuff 100%. Yes, and when I say down, I mean I'm not agreeing with his actions 100%. Yes, it's foul. Absolutely. Like, imagine if I was to do anything like a treasury sell and just trade it out. Like, far out, man, I would just be shot. And yet he has time and time again been able to get away with it. You know, there's been so many actions, but hopefully that doesn't go across to Vulcan to be, you know, that sort of toxic nature. But the community is just getting so torn apart that like, it's going to be bloody hard road to try and keep it on track. You know, like, even the AMAs get made and cancelled, and, you know, there's so many people getting blocked and deleted, and, like, it's just turning into nothing but a FUD fest. And it's just, whether that's to come in as a knight in shining armor and suddenly present this product which, you know, gets everyone all turned around and hyped up again. And like, do people really want to run that sort of roller coaster emotional ride? But apparently they do. Well, at least some do. But that's what I'm not into. I don't want that sort of stuff to go on. But of course, like I was saying before, the ones that are driving those sort of narratives and that seem to get this hype train for some reason, and us that are, you know, trying to be more real and to do our thing in a very difficult DeFi space. Obviously, you know, like, our day will come when we can shine, but today's just not the day. It's just, you just got to keep on pounding the pavement and doing what we're doing now, talking to people, and hopefully one day we can just sort of have our day. As I'm sure it will, because they're tearing down the house, you know, like, sooner or later they're going to have issues. Like, it's as what it is now, unless, it's hard.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you got no idea how much that's true. As soon as you dangle a dollar in front of people, like, far out, it's almost like just a blood fest of just sick, like, people going after a penny. It's just unbelievable. It really is. And I'm sure you're agreeing with what I'm saying.
Yeah. Terrible.
Greed.
And that's why Calf has been, I don't know, I don't want to say forgotten, because that's not the right word, but there's little interest in Calf beyond our own little community. Because I just think many people, not, I mean, you shouldn't be so general, but many people in crypto literally don't give a damn.
No.
About anything beyond themselves. And that's what we're up against.
The problem is when people get into the crypto space, for some reason they seem to switch their mind thought into where can I get the next 10 times rather than where can I do something that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And they seem to be getting the rush from the gambling win rather than a rush from being part of a good community.
Yeah.
It's kind of different. The animals are wonderful. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, they're really, really good. And that's, like, obviously I'm not going to show the worst things that happen, of course, but seriously, like, as far as losses go, we are so far from like having losses where it's just unbelievable. And I have this big block of wood here, right? And so whenever I talk this sort of stuff, I just got to do this and I'm safe from all of that language I put out there, where I just keep calling it, like I just, we have this saying that when we say something, like we're having a really good run, you got to touch wood.
Touch wood, yeah, we do that.
Yeah, and I've got this big block of wood here, so
yeah, we say that, touch wood.
Yeah. So if you're wondering what I'm going on about, that's what it is. So yeah, that's why I'm just calling this season. Now I'm being absolutely honest with you. Of course we have losses, but this season we've lost 2 animals out of that would be like over 200. That would be pretty close to what the number would be. So it's like 1%, and which is just absolutely unbelievable. You find a calf rearer that gets percentages like that, and you tell me who they are, because it doesn't happen. And I'm talking about a death from any cause, like whether it be like a deformity in the animal or whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, every single death. So it's how are the animals? Bloody good. Really, really good. Well, it depends where you are in the world. If I had a cup of coffee right now, but a cup of tea would be nice, thanks.
Always time for a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Gotta say. I'm going to have to go soon. I'm a part-timer today, my love.
Thank you so much, Dave, for calling in. Dave's from the Coffee and Crypto.
Oh, hi, Dave.
And he hooked me up with the YouTube link to send my videos. As like I'm sorry for sounding so like not sure what's going on with that stuff, Dave, but I'd never done that before, and I never even knew that you could do it. And I seen it the other day. I was broadcasting on Chalk's YouTube channel, and then all of a sudden I see my videos turn up in Greek's Discord on his YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And that must be because of these links that make it pop up there. And I didn't know that. And it was the first time I seen it. So when you mentioned that, it was like, hey, that must be what happens with Chalk's videos.
Yeah.
And because Chalk was away on holidays, had family. And so it was kind of like, and I was just sort of sneaky sending, videos to her channel. And so, like I just didn't, I knew that you could do that sort of stuff. And I've been, doing Discord for quite some time, but I certainly don't know everything about what you can and can't do. Instead of targeting the emerging refi market,
why don't you target the emerging refi? Sorry, Dave, what's refi?
Refinanced, isn't it? I don't know
refi market instead of.
I was going to ask that a bit earlier on because someone said about refi, and I think that might have been Ellie. But I'm not too sure what that means. I'm still trying to get my head around what the difference is with refi and whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Refi instead of DeFi.
See, that's Ellie says about refi stuff, and I think that there's some positive stuff there to learn. I got to. Obviously, I have them on direct message, so I'll ask questions and find out what the go is. But
Oh, okay. So it's regenerative finance. Sorry, I didn't realize it was called
Oh,
refi.
okay.
It's a new and
So what
rapidly
is
expanded field of finance that has the potential to have a significant impact on the crypto space. Simply put, refi is a financial system that prioritizes the health and resilience of ecosystems, communities, and the planet over financial gain. Oh my God, Keith, why did we not know about this? We are
sorry?
a refi project, not a DeFi project.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that why Ellie keeps saying about refi? Like, it's really good to see a refi project.
And that's what Kyoto is all about.
So can you obviously looked that up on the internet, yeah?
I did.
So what, can you say that again so I can try and hear it again, please?
So it is, simply put, refi is a financial system that prioritizes the health and resilience of ecosystems, communities, and the planet over financial gain.
Yeah, well, that's, yeah. That's yeah, no, you're right. Thank you so much, Dave and Ellie. You know, like I know that I know that you guys are offering suggestions, and it's hugely appreciated, because obviously you can see that we just didn't understand that aspect. So thank you. Any sort of I'll talk to Ellie about it, because
yeah, but I mean
apparently
that very much describes more what COF is, rather than, and I
yeah.
think that's the thing, we're hitting them against the community of that we're in, which is primarily Vulcan, which is primarily, you know, a DeFi space. And in many respects, although obviously we're building a community, it's a tiny community because there's just people in there that are clearly refi instead of DeFi and have come to us, but everybody else couldn't give a monkeys. So we need to go more towards the refi communities, because they'll get what we're trying to do.
Yeah, because in the Seifu community, when I first launched Cause of the Calves, in all fairness, out of, say for argument's sake, I know that Seifu has its fake 30,000 people, right? But just say there's 1,000 people that are real in Seifu at the time, right? Which I'm talking about November, right?
Yeah.
When I launched Cause of the Calves, and they knew that it come with passion, heart, something to do with animals, and people thought charity, right? Even though it's not, but they thought charity. Yeah. And so they instantly were thinking refi, not DeFi, which now I'm aware of that, right? And seriously, when everyone was joining up, there's probably about 30 people out of that which are genuine refi people in the community that have joined into CAF, and the rest of the people are DeFi minded, and that's where they want the degen plays, rather than, you know, the ethics and the morals and stuff that's behind a project like CAF. So maybe that's why, you know, like, I do know that the space has been what I call very toxic and difficult, and I get a lot of pushback from BL, which, you know, it's been played out on air with Prado, with BL, and maybe that's why the narcissist got so upset with me, because the number one rule of a narcissist is they can't handle honesty. They can't handle things with integrity. It goes against their grain, and they just can't be like, those two worlds just, they butt heads, and that's it. They just can't exist in the same space, because they just don't think like that. So, you know, that's why, like, he, as you have messages to say so, is that CAF has been completely separated. Like, in his opinion, we're not allowed to have nothing to do with them, and that's fine by us. Yes, we're no worries. But the thing is, it's been so hard to formulate a community because we're maybe looking in the wrong spot, and
I
that's
think
why
it's just as clear as day, isn't it? When you say there's this other side of crypto, this emerging side that is more concerned with, I guess, sustainability. You know, we in the real world we'd kind of call it sustainability and green issues and all of that. It's you know, focusing on something beyond the financial. And it absolutely sounds like we've been barking up the wrong tree, actually. But, you know, it's great to hear that there is another world out there that we might be able to tap into.
I've been in private conversations with Kyoto about where calf fits on the ecosystem within the Kyoto blockchain. Now, we technically don't meet the criteria for their green credentials to be, you know, fully supported as such, but they have given me a pledge where they will, as a team, consider calf to be in the same category because of its animal ethics, etc. So there is a possibility, like I have been having these conversations with Kyoto, and that is where their opinions lie, is that they will consider it, but they're just waiting upon launch and doing all that sort of stuff first. And that's why obviously we're just in this waiting pattern at the moment. But yeah, that's where that's the conversations that I've had with Kyoto. So that has been taking place already, because I know that when I looked into their blockchain, I did feel that they were a good fit for calf. But the problem with dealing with animals is that you find it a little bit different because of the, you know, there's a bit of negativity around animals as far as like methane and that goes, and you know, the environmental stuff about dairy and whatever. But it's the thing is that you can't solve everything, you know, like we're solving the animal ethics side of it, but we can't solve the other side. So it's but at least they understand where we're coming from, and they see my project and they get it. But you know what that will lead to exactly in a partnership, I'm not sure, but they are definitely going to consider that as a team to where we actually fit in. So yeah,
I'm gonna have to go, Keith.
we're having a really productive conversation, Chalk.
I know, but I'm going to a poetry open mic.
Hi, Whale Miner. Thank you very much.
Hey, Whale Miner.
We did it a bit earlier just for you. So in southern New Zealand, it's like at least a reasonable hour of the day. So just for you. Yeah, that's right. That's where, like, thank you so much for that, Dave, because you've enlightened us to so much. And that's why I've been trying to get people to join our live streams to be able to find this, you know, because I know that it's out there. And that's where Grove is interested in us, because of the regen farming side of it. I can't say too much there about Grove because I'm on a confidentiality agreement, but there's things that are happening there as well. But yeah, obviously that everything in that space at the moment is waiting on them to put, you know, on the various places to produce whatever they're going to produce. So it's just taking time. And that's when I think that if we can have some sort of community with these morals and ethics leading into these other blockchains which are like-minded and a good fit, I think that we're going to see calf do something a whole lot more than what it is right now. And be able to, then I will start to release the passive income side that I want to do on calf. But I don't want to do that here and now with the community that, like, yes, the people that are in calf, yes, but the problem is that everything I do here will just be degen plays, and I don't really want just the degen plays. I want, you know, like, I'm happy to have calf just sort of meander around a little bit, and until we can find our foothold in a better ecosystem. And you know, hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying, and hopefully what I'm saying isn't sounding like I'm holding calf back, because you know, like I'm trying as best as I can to put out the content, to have this feedback and conversation with people to hopefully guide us in the right direction. But I don't think that a project like this just relies on knee-jerk hype actions. I think that it's integrity over time. You just keep the honesty, keep doing what you're doing, and I think that it will come. But
you know what this is? Because I'm a musician. This is like a classical orchestra concert in front of a punk rock audience. You might get a few that kind of go, oh, I quite like classical music as well as punk rock, but most of them are just going to go, what? So we need to find our audience, Keith, is what we need.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And like I'm sure that everyone would agree. The anyone with animal hearts would see the content that I'm putting out now is good content. Like it's it's very engaging, and I know I'm blowing my own trumpet again, but it's since I got this GoPro gifted to the cause, it's bloody good. Like it's really sort of been able to step up the interactive, the quality, and just making much better content. The weekly raffle thing is because of one NFT that I have. Now that's not going to change, but I'm going to produce some other NFTs that are going to have more passive income, different sort of inbuilt strategies. And I can do that now with Calf. The old Calf, I couldn't do it so easily, but with a new Calf, I can. So I'm, as Chalk knows, I've been talking about this for a little while, but I've just got to, rather than just be seen as a money grab, I'm happy for the LP to stay small like it is at the moment, and then develop into these new ecosystems and then see what happens. But we're definitely pushing ahead with things to produce passive income. Yes, that's already been figured and doing, and of course if there's any other ideas, then absolutely. Because we're always open ears and listening to suggestions, and there's obviously good ones, but we work it out.
I'm gonna have to go, Keith. I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah, that's all right, Chalk. I'll just talk for a little bit more. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, you go ahead. No,
thank
that's
you very
fine.
much for
Great
the help.
to see you all.
Sorry about
Thanks
polluting
very
the channel, but
I'll see you soon.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye, everybody.
When am I doing that? I would say that it would be somewhere around either the Kyoto or these other blockchains. Like I really want to just work on formulating. Yeah, I know. Formulating the community and building a community. Unfortunately it's just going to be a bit of a hard slog, but it's getting there. I understand, but sometimes standing the test of time would be awesome, but at the same time, yes, I know, that's right, absolutely. I completely understand that. Yep, I know, I get it. Yep. You are 100% right, Dave. I see that all the time. You are right. But the problem is that with Calf, and the cause of the calves was designed for Vulcan or SafeUX on all the promises, hopes, and dreams that it offered. And, like you can see where that's ending up. So, it makes it bloody hard, because essentially it's a full pivot, where basically, like all the sacrifices and stuff that's been done for cause of the calves, it either turns into something if they happen to ever get anything, or it's just gone. It's just, it's bloody hard. It's just a shit of a thing. DM me and ask me about that, Ellie. Usually the issues are your cache. That's the only problems that we've ever had is cache problems. But, just direct message me and talk to me about it. and we'll soon find a solution. But if anyone in the space knows a lot about Third Web too, like the Cause of the Calves NFT are on Third Web. And I know that it's not that hard apparently to make up new NFT lines on Third Web with what I've already got, where you just got to enact a new contract. But if anyone's more familiar with it, just say g'day, let me know. Yeah, because it's just like I'm just a farmer trying to do me thing, like it's it's challenging, but obviously I've impressed a lot of people in the space with being able to do stuff, but it's also meant that some people have been able to take advantage of that generosity as well. So, and I'm sure you've seen those ups and downs along the way. Yeah, that's right. Yep. No, that's what I'm trying to do. I just want to put out content that I want to put out there, which is good-hearted, proper for the cause, because like at the end of the day, like that's why I listen to all of you guys' advice so well. Yes, you are right, Dave. If it doesn't show the Web3 bit, yeah, Brave does block it. Yes, that's right. And that's where using other browsers is all right. Yeah. No, that's right. That's when you can't actually access that buy bit. Because I've had another. I used what was it? The Google thing and the Brave and Firefox and another one on here as well. And one of those browsers, which I'm pretty sure was Brave, when I went on there, it would block it out where you said about being, like malicious content. Because of course it's asking you to interact with it. But the other browsers were all right. But that's why, like, I really, really, I want you guys to understand that, well, at least understand how appreciative I am that you guys are turning up, but not only just turning up, but offering advice and suggestions, because, like, at the end of the day, I'm only a one-person team on CAF, right? There is no one else. There's only me. That's what a lot of people don't seem to understand. Like when I launched One, it was only me. There was no one else. Like Oliver says all this stuff. He didn't do a single bloody thing, done nothing. And all the while I was still doing CAF. Like I've done all these things and it's just me that's done it. And that's where like Brian comes out with this crap. Oh, it looks like it was designed by a 15-year-old or something. Yeah, but it was just me. Like I still had so much going on and I had no support from anywhere to do stuff. And, like, I know that like with the Discord, I didn't know about the announcement channel and linking it up to another Discord. Yeah, there's some things I obviously don't know and I'm learning, and it's wonderful to get told this stuff. And that's why I really appreciate your support, Dave, to, be kind like you have and offer not only to have that connect, but to offer the services in telling me how to do it so I can actually get it set up, because it was really, really good. All of these little things really help a lot. It makes a big difference. Yeah, I have Telegram as well for CAF, but yeah, we haven't really done anything on that sort of stuff as yet. We just set it up just in case it was going to be something, but at the moment it's just sort of the few people which, sort of working in the background, just giving advice and stuff like that, but it's really not much. We haven't been talking on it all. It's wonderful to have people around that does stuff, Ellie. Like, like yeah. Of course, there's challenges and stuff, and we just deal with it. But yeah, it's really, really good when people just give you 5 minutes of their time and at least just talk to you properly and able to just say you do this, do that, and it's done. Sweet. But like with the one thing, like I set up the website, I set up the token, I set up the Discord, I set up the Twitter, like all of that was done in less than 2 weeks, and huge amount of hours, and then I had it all rug pulled from me. It was like, and even Brian participated in that, and that's where like people say, have a sook about what Esco and Brian and that, and that's why I sort of say, well, if people only knew what he's cost me, like, holy shit, it's been bloody expensive dealing with him, being anywhere near him, and yet he's laughing all the way to the bank, isn't he, the prick? If he can fucking, sorry, the language comes out. It's the farm in me. But if he's really doing, like, as you see with all his Gate.io stuff and that, and he can't prove the traceability of all the funds, well, then far out, man. Like, he's just been taking everyone for a ride, and it definitely looks that way, doesn't it? Like, it's not looking good. But, like they always come up, scammers always come up with some sort of shit and try and cover their ways or whatever. And, I just don't want to be anywhere near that stuff, And that's like in these private messages that we have, which is like basically Brian doesn't want nothing to do with us. That's great. I freaking love that idea. I don't want nothing to do with him. Like his money's no good around here. I don't want him anywhere near me. He's the last person I want to be anywhere near. But yeah, I'm just really, really, really grateful for all of your guys' support, and I'll talk to you more, Ellie, on the sidelines about the RFI. Now I know more about it because I didn't realise before what you're sort of meaning. But yeah, obviously, you're knowledgeable, and that's great. That's exactly what I need is people that have a greater understanding of things. Anyway, so if there are no more contributions or talk topics, I will call it a day. I will. And I'll see what I can have. So you've obviously checked out my Twitter and stuff today. I put on heaps of stuff today. It takes ages and ages to download it all. 149 people now on TikTok. So starting again. Thank you so much, Dave. Cheers for your support, mate, and your help and your suggestions. Thank you so much. It means so much more than what I know I'm saying it, but it really does mean a lot. So thank you very much. Take care, guys. Thank you very much, Ellie. Thank you, Whale Miner, for turning up. Dave for turning up. Seifu Dad contributed a lot today. Thank you very much. Yeah, I just really appreciate, guys, that everyone that wants to put in the time to just turn up and say good day and to participate in the conversation. Thank you so much for your help. Cheers. Take care. Love yous all. Bye.